Hi, I'm Schoebel. I'm a personal trainer here at HealthTrack. I started out as a high school athlete in martial arts when I was a kid, continued through my collegiate career, and into college I played soccer. Beyond that, I've been training for about 25 years. I've been a personal trainer for 12 years and have been at HealthTrack ever since full-time. So today's topic is a bench press. Starting from my position on the bench, I want to line my eyes up just underneath the bar. I'm going to lift the bar up carefully off of the rack, lower it slowly to the point where it touches my chest, and then return back to the original starting position. What we want to do is focus on a couple of major muscle groups: the chest, the triceps, the anterior deltoids or the front deltoids. The points of contact are going to be the feet, the hips, the shoulder blades, and the head. I want to think about pulling my shoulder blades back into the bench, chest extended out, feet flat on the ground, head secured down onto the bench. We want to maintain scapular retraction, meaning pull your shoulder blades back on the bench. They're locked onto the bench throughout the entirety of the movement. We don't want to be popping our shoulders forward. Hand position varies slightly depending on the flexibility of the client, depending on the width of the shoulders, length of the arms. Typically, it's a little bit wider than shoulder grip, whatever's comfortable. A couple of inches outside of that margin would be fine. One variety of grip width would be what was referred to as a close grip bench press. That's primarily a tricep exercise. It takes stress off of the chest, places it more on the arms, the triceps specifically. The difference between a standard barbell bench press and one which is performed using dumbbells is basically range of motion and, to a certain extent, the amount of weight used. Dumbbells allow for a little bit greater range of motion. Typically, you'd be using a little bit less weight. A lot of times, if there's an imbalance between left and right side, it'll be pointed out very quickly with regard to dumbbells because you'll see one side lagging behind the other. So it's a good way to correct the strength imbalance with one arm with regard to the other. The path of movement associated with the dumbbell should reflect exactly what you're doing with the barbell as much as you can. So I'm not trying to turn a linear movement into a circular movement or some kind of a hybrid fly movement. I want to go from point A to point B, basically straight up and down with bone alignment underneath the weight. If you have shoulder pain, shoulder injury, this is something you want to consult with your doctor first before proceeding. Typically, full range of motion is encouraged. We don't advocate partial range of motion on this exercise. If it hurts, don't do the exercise, find an alternative. The primary difference between what would be referred to as your classic bodybuilder bench press versus a powerlifting bench press is a rep scheme that's involved in the exercise. Powerlifters typically are going for a 1 rep max. Most of their training may fall between 2 and 6 reps. They're working on tendon strength and central nervous system stimulation. Bodybuilders are interested in only size and volume of the muscles, so a pump was associated with a greater rep scheme and more sets of it. Most people think that bench press is strictly an upper body exercise. It is a compound movement, meaning it recruits multiple muscle groups. It also involves the legs. Even though you're on a bench laying down, part of the movement itself is the recruitment of the leg drive through the ground, pushing off the ground pushes back up on me with an equal and opposite reaction. I want to take advantage of that and utilize that force to push actually from the bench up through my arms and through the bar. A couple of different auxiliary exercises you can do along with a standard bench press would be a negative version of a bench, which is to lower the bar in a controlled manner with varying time between 3 and 5 seconds, pausing and then returning back. Another one would be a pause rep, where I lower the bar, pause for a second, and return back to starting position. That's typically reflective of what would be done in a powerlifting competition. Again, my name is Schoebel. I'm a trainer here at HealthTrack Sports Wellness. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any further questions, you can find me here on the floor. I'm here nonstop.